we might be like 12 weeks out, but in all honesty, I'll show you how we've spent the last 3 days. It's looked a little bit like this. These are the kind of vibes that the last few days have consisted of. And also a little bit like this. Hello. Are you comfy? Why are you sleeping there? In short, there is a lot to update you on. So, what I'm going to start with is making a meal. And I'm going to take you to show you a little bit of why things have been different. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just cut that bit out because that didn't make any sense. My brain is dead. So it's around the time where I'd be eating my vegan mince meal, but today that's not going to happen because my body does not want it. So we're going in with rice-based product, going in with some rice-based cereal, some Cocoa Pops, and I'm also gonna have some Outpro vegan yogurt. I'm gonna whisk some protein powder into this because I really need to get my protein in at this point. And I'm just gonna macro match what is meant to be like a vegan mince meal that I have with rice cakes, and instead I'm gonna have some Cocoa Pops and just some yogurt because that's gonna do the trick, whereas the vegan mince meal wouldn't. Also, before I make that meal, I'm gonna take one of these super digestive enzymes and probiotics. Bromelain, which is basically pineapple enzyme, helps to digest protein, and Slippery Elm Plus, which is basically a similar product. It contains slippery elm marshmallow root, basically helps to create a protective lining on your digestive tract. Maybe you guys can start to see where things are going when I show you this. Here is the absolutely staple meal. You've got some yogurt, vegan yogurt with some chocolate orange Perform protein because Nathan was hiding a bag and told me that he had that only recently, which is my favorite. Some Biscoff and some blueberries. So I'm going to eat this now, and then Teddy and I are going to tell you everything that's been going on over the last week. It's been pretty disastrous, hasn't it, little guy? We're going to have to tell him. Right, it's time for a chin wag. I freaking love a good chin wag. I love a sit down video. I swear I need to do more of these. But sitting and relaxing is like the most important thing that I need to be doing right now. So where to start on this last week, guys? Okay, Jo came to Dubai. So to those of you who don't know who I'm referring to, Jo, she works alongside me as a coach at Team CBM, and it has been that way for a good year and a bit now. As Team CBM grew, Jo has been one of my longest standing clients and achieved the most phenomenal transformation, super clued up. She's got a first class degree in sports and exercise science, and she is like one of the hardest workers I know. So it was a no-brainer for us to work together. And so Jo and I now coach our clients. So Jo came to Dubai because we were chatting and I was like, oh, there's so many little projects and things that we need to work on, like the photo shoot that we've got coming up, other client bits. And we were just like, you know what? Come to Dubai, let's get some sunshine, as Jo lives in the UK. So Jo arrived for the first time in Dubai, and when she got here, it was my full intentions for just to show her around everywhere and have the best time, which we definitely did. So we got up to a lot of fun. We did a lot of work too, so we recorded lots of exercise tutorials in the gym. So if you don't already follow myself and Jo on Instagram, then go to Instagram because there's so many exercise tutorials that we've got to come. So for me, it's Millie_teamcbm. For Jo, it's Jo_teamcbm. And we did some podcasting as well. Went to a new podcast studio, was hella fun. And we recorded a couple of internal podcasts for our team. So one of those podcasts is a little bit about our history, how we got to where we are now, and for our clients to get to know us on a really, really personal level. And then another one was like a secret podcast for our clients that I'm not going to say much about because it is a secret podcast and I can't give much more away than that. The other thing is that I definitely like wanted to give Joe as much of a fun time as we possibly could. So we went and did Top Golf, which is amazing. So you get to play golf across the skyline view of the Dubai Marina, which was really, really fun. And I won that game, by the way. I just want to say, I won. I've got a good golf swing. I think I'm not even going to save golf until retirement. Might start playing golf sooner rather than later. I need to get clued up on female golfers. So yeah, I feel like maybe that's my calling, because I beat Joe and Nathan by a lot. And then for Joe, because it's Joe's birthday very soon, it's next week, I wanted to surprise her for just being the absolute legend that she is, and to celebrate her birthday. So I took her to my favourite place in Dubai, which is the Aura Sky Pool, and you should have seen her reaction.
What? Happy birthday! Oh my God, what the hell?
She was shook. So we've had a fantastic time. Like, Joe has gone, like, it like literally felt like such a whirlwind, because I'm not even joking, we woke up every single day non-stop, going to do cardio, then getting everything done and dusted, then training. So it was really, really busy, but one slight problem happened, which is kind of evolved a little bit in terms of like why things haven't been where they need to be. So Joe, on her second or third day when she got to Dubai, ended up like feeling really feverish and not feeling well at all. And then she had like a really bad stomach and a really bad tummy, and that kind of stayed throughout the whole time that she was here. And so it was a little bit of a downer in terms of the fact that she didn't feel very well. She had like a bit of a headache for a couple of days and a bit of a fever, but then also the fact that like her digestion wasn't in a good spot. However, like, Joe seemed in like relatively good spirits, and she's gone home and she seems to be like relatively on the mend. A couple of days before Joe left, I felt a bit funny, like in my stomach. And let's just say what's happened since then is, I think I probably quoted it on one of the Q&As that I've done as like my biggest fear to happen during prep, and it has happened. So I'm going to go into the details, but before I do, I need to go and make another meal, and I need to go and crack on with a quick call that I've got, and then I'm going to come back and debrief you guys on everything that's happened and what that means for the rest of prep. Yeah, and gather my thoughts in terms of how to tell you guys in a coherent way, because otherwise this one could go on for a while. Here we have it, ladies and gents. We have got 30 grams of cream of rice, some strawberries, and a little bit of Biscoff on the side. Now what I'm going to do, some of you will understand, some of you won't. I'm going to get this pink Himalayan salt, and I'm going to put some on top, because it is a raspberry ripple flavour cream of rice in there. Salt contrasts the sweetness and brings the sweetness out a little bit more. Plus, you're getting your electrolytes. So it's time to get this down. How on earth could I forget to mention, there is a protein source, of course, but it's actually liquid form today. So this is 25 grams of EAAs. I've got, where are they? In my supplement cupboard, I've got my favourite flavour of EAAs because I ordered them from Full Bore Sports. And this is, I don't know whether you can see it, but it's strawberry lime essential gains from Conte Sports. Very, very good. Very, very good. And I would definitely recommend, if you want 10% off, you can use my code MILLY10. I need to eat this. The energy levels is feeling low. So here we are, guys. The full shebang in terms of what's happened. As I said, I began to feel a little bit funny a few days back, and it was all downhill from there. Some of you may not know, most of you, if you follow my journey for a long time, will probably know. I have a condition called inflammatory bowel disease. Now, inflammatory bowel disease, what does it mean? It means that I have an autoimmune condition where my own immune system attacks my digestive tissues, thinking they're a foreign object, or basically my immune system goes into overdrive and it attacks some of my own tissues. Now, what can that look like? It's very different for each person. There are different types of inflammatory bowel disease, but essentially it looks like really inflamed, sometimes ulcered intestinal linings from anywhere from your mouth to the back passage. It means passing blood and mucus in your stool, and it means a lot of pain. So initially, the first couple of days, I was like, oh, my stomach's going, like I don't necessarily feel too good. And everything was going through me. And I thought, oh gosh, I've got Joe's stomach bug. But over the last couple of days, it's really evolved to some of the symptoms that I would experience with inflammatory bowel disease. One, which is just this tiredness and fatigue that you cannot shake. Because your digestive system is inflamed, your nutrients can't really pass through or be absorbed through your from your gastrointestinal tract. So it means that you're not really absorbing calories or food properly. And it means that you get really tired. Also, your immune system's in overdrive, so it's fighting really, really hard to protect your body from what it's attacking, which is itself. So yeah, I basically noticed this incredible tiredness, this fatigue. I literally couldn't go through the day for more than like 3 hours without needing to take a nap. And then also, one of the symptoms, as I said, if you've got an inflamed gastrointestinal tract, is and bleeding, internal bleeding, is blood in your stool. And I've had that over the last day or so. So definitely experiencing what I would consider inflammatory bowel disease symptoms. Now, it could have been triggered from the fact that I had caught a stomach bug, because no one really knows what causes IBD or what sets it off, because you go through periods where you have a flare up where you've got the symptoms that I've got now, or you're in remission where those symptoms aren't present and you feel absolutely fine. I'm not medicated. I don't manage my inflammatory bowel disease with medication at this point in my life. So yeah, it's one of these things where it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it that I was stressed, which is typically the reason that I have a flare up? Was it that I was really stressed, which caused the inflammatory bowel disease flare up? I wouldn't be surprised if it is the case. It was a really busy week. Preps really, really stepped up. I'm doing like an hour of cardio a day, plus training, plus foods, relatively low. Plus work is really, really busy, and we've had, lots of ladies come on board the team this summer, which is really exciting and amazing. And then I had Joe here. So like there has been a lot going on. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tend to kind of like just go, and my body tends to be like, dude, you need to stop. So it could be my body telling me that actually I'm really fucking stressed, which I wouldn't be surprised if it's telling me. Or it could have been that I had a stomach virus and that caused the IBD flare up. But what does it mean now? It means that I have to be really, really careful with my food choices. I'm pretty much only eating rice-based food products and foods that are really, really low in fiber. So like some blueberries, some strawberries are okay fruits that I can eat. Banana and melon would be okay as well, but they're just not on my meal plan, so I don't have those. I've had to swap a couple of things, like I haven't been able to digest certain meat substitutes, so I swapped that for either EAAs or like protein powder or other sources of really smooth and non-fibrous vegan protein. Basically, any kind of fiber that goes through the digestive tract now kind of feels like you're flossing your digestive tract with barbed wire. So I'm having to be really careful of what I eat and keep on top of the supplements that I know for my body help to calm down inflammation and also help to promote healing of my digestive lining. I am really, really pro trying to do things holistically and trying to do things by health lifestyle supplementation before going to medication. And we're not at that point yet where I would require medication. Don't get me wrong though. In the past, I've had to be hospitalized for my IBD and the only solution has been medication, which is why it's my biggest fear. Like, it's quite scary. I have no idea how this is going to go. Like, I could feel better in 2 or 3 days time. The inflammation can calm down. My body can start digesting food again. Or I could end up for the next 2 weeks shitting blood. Like, I actually don't know what's going to happen. And obviously preps had to be put on hold for now. Like, I can't train I can't do cardio. I can't have any stress, physical stress on my body. I just need to really, really sleep and do what I feel capable of on that day because my energy is already so low anyway. And obviously with prep, you're on a timeline, right? If I can't start to achieve fat loss within a set amount of time, it's not going to be possible. Like, I won't be ready on time. And also, battering my body with tons of physical expenditure during a flare up or just off the back of a flare up is also quite a dangerous thing as well. Like, it is playing with fire a little bit. So obviously Soph's instructions are just to completely rest and to eat the foods that I know digest well until I feel better. It's impacting other things as well. Like, I'm meant to be flying back to the UK in a week's time. If I'm still in the position where I am at the moment, where, you know, when I need to go to the loo, it's like urgent, need to go straight away. And I've got incredibly bad cramps and really, really like sore abdominal pain. Like, it does not make sense for me to get on an 8-hour flight back to the UK and to then, whilst I'm in the UK, have tons of things to do whilst I'm there because I'm going back for work-related stuff. So, like, you guys can kind of get the gist that things are up in the air at the moment, but the one thing that I'm not doing is panicking, because this is literally something that I can't control, and it's my health. Like, my health matters more than anything, right? It matters more than prep. It matters more than, you know, unfortunately, if it were to be like the trip to the UK, if that couldn't happen, like, what matters is looking after my body, healing my body, and looking after my clients, to be honest, which is like our main our main priority always, is that our clients get what they need. So it has put a spanner in the works, and I don't know what next week is going to be. I don't know what the week after is going to be, but I'm going to tell you guys that not everything's a highlight reel, right? And with a chronic illness, you know, it fucking hits you sometimes where you really don't want it, but there we go. So I'll update you guys either next week, the week after, you know, when things need to be updated and when I feel like good enough to do so. I actually tried to record this video for the last couple of days, but I ended up just falling asleep as soon as I hit record. I'd be like, I'll catch you guys in the next clip, and then I'd like fall asleep. So hopefully if things keep improving, then I'll drop you an update with all good news. But we'll see what we can do. But for now, I'm just giving myself all the healing vibes, and I hope that you guys send them too. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you for listening. I shall catch you in the next one. And as always, much love.